Yo, how's it going, YouTube? We're back with another video of Darkest Dungeon, this time with a quick little class preview. Right here, we have the man himself, Legion. I've been waiting for this class for a minute. And he's finally out, and holy crap, what a fucking lad he is. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the real God of War. Take notes, Kratos. He is a Fire Emblem port, an absolute accurate representation of axe users in the Fire Emblem franchise, to where he has a lot of damage, but not a lot of accuracy. But he has a lot of damage. And he's even more of an faithful port of the infamous Devil Axe, which is pretty on point for Legion. Anyways, who is Legion and how can you get him? Down in the description of the video down below, I keep repeating my words, but down in the description of this video, there will be a link called List of Test Servers or Mod Test Servers, and it'll be a link to a Google document that has a list of all the servers that have mods that are currently in testing. This list is periodically updated with new releases every now and then, and it's in Iris's and Wellington's servers. Legion specifically. You can go there, test it, give your feedback if you do go out of your way to subscribe to the mod and stuff like that. Without feedback, these mods don't get properly balanced, yada yada yada. Anyways, whole different tangent. So, Legion has good health, pretty damn good speed for someone of his caliber, really good damage, and really good crit, and pretty decent dodge. His his resistances ain't too shabby either. Not gonna lie. We have Devil Axe, usable in the front two ranks, usable against the front two enemy ranks. 85 accuracy, 20% damage mod, 6 crit, 15 accuracy versus marked. Yeah, it's nice. Suffers 100% damage dealt, 21% base. For a move this powerful, this is the drawback you're going to have to accept, basically. And, of course, as a bonus, leaves no corpse. The Devil Axe consumes all it touches. Overwhelm. 85 accuracy minus 50% damage mod, 3 crit, debuffs apply and miss. Devil Axe and Overwhelm plus 20% damage received. You can just take a focus ring and just start spamming this and make this your main attack, which is really nice. Overwhelm is a nice skill to just, it's kind of like Better Hue. It's just nice to just clean up the front row a bit, but not a move I use all the time, but it's nice when it lands. Tomahawk, usable in 2, 3, and 4, usable against the midline of your enemy. 85 accuracy minus 30% damage modifier, which ain't a terrible damage modifier for someone with as much attack he has. Plus 7 crit, bypass guard and stealth, so it bypasses all that funky stuff the enemy does. 15 accuracy versus marked and stun. 28 crit versus HP below 40%. This is a very nice tool to use when he's in position 2, 3, or anything. It's not something you will slot all the time, but if you feel like you're going in a dungeon with a lot of guarding assholes or enemies they like to stealth, such as the Wield, this is a nice pickup. It's only targeting the midline, but hey, it's not a halfway bad skill by any means. Last lap, valid below 40% HP. This is one of his best skills. Free action. 100 accuracy, minus 100% damage mod. Mark target, mark self. This is what enables him to do Devil Axe for free. Just mark a target if he's below 40% and then just outright drive that axe into their freaking skull and laugh about it. This is a great skill. You can use this with other markers, or you can have another marker so he doesn't have to worry about marking himself. Marking himself is somewhat of a detriment because in higher difficulties, the enemy has an increased bias to attacking your marked characters, this and that and the other, plus there's certain attacks that do more damage versus mark, so it's risky, but it's a risk I'm willing to take. It's still a 3-round mark that he's able to do, and he's not like some other classes like Gourmet, which consumes his mark, like Gourmet and Seraph. The mark just remains, and you can abuse that mark with Bounty Hunter and Arbalest, for example. Very nice. My second favorite skill of his, outside of Devil Axe, is actually Panic. Panic, 95 accuracy, minus 90% damage modifier, plus -1 crit mod. This is Bellow on crack. Debuff target minus 4 speed, minus 40% prot and dodge multipliers. 120% base at level 3. Self minus 5 HP if you're above 33%. This is a great skill to just spam if you're in regions where there's a lot of dodge enemies, a lot of prot giving enemies, just a lot of annoying defenses you just don't want to deal with. This, and plus you're debuffing their speed. Like I said, this is Bellow on crack. This is a very, very handy skill. Very underrated at first glance. But I say this really lines up well with running an Overwhelm Legion over Devil Axe, because you can just use this or use his move skill, buff his accuracy. Just Panic is good for Overwhelm, I would say, rather than Devil Axe. Devil Axe don't need the accuracy boost from Panic. Now, next skill, Double Edge. It's actually a pretty potent skill. This is a minus 40% damage modifier, usable 2, 3, and 4, so good launch ranges. Only usable against the front 2 enemies, but it has 95 accuracy, so it's got decent accuracy. Forward 2, minus 40% damage modifier, plus 5 crit. Stun, 130% base at level 3, so that's not too shabby. And it takes 8 HP off of him, which, you know, a little bit higher than some of his other skills, but he's launching from 4 forward 2 and stunning an opponent, most likely, which is not bad. Not a skill I use a lot myself, but when you throw him in the back with Tomahawk, it's a pretty nice skill to have. And then finally, another skill that's actually really, really handy. Ferocity. Free action. Another one. Free action with Last Laugh. 2 free actions in 1 turn. Let that sink in. This has neutral damage modifier. Straight up. It has no positives nor negatives. 65 accuracy. That's the downside. Minus 2 crit. Self plus 5 stress. I think it's plus 10 stress now. I need to update the mod. But anyways, suffer 5 HP if above 33% HP. Consider, I can't show it because it's a move skill, but his move skill stealths himself and gives him a slew of buffs, one of which gives him a decent amount of accuracy. Turn 1, he's in position 1. You use his move skill, put him in the back, weaken up the enemy, or do whatever the hell you're doing turn 1. Then turn 2, Ferocity, Last Laugh, Devil Axe. Or Ferocity, Last Laugh, Overwhelm, or Overwhelm from turn. It don't matter. Ferocity is effectively free because 1, you're setting up, you're taking, the downside to this is it's very inaccurate, and 2, he's repositioning. 3, or am I listing downsides? I don't. 1, you're just stressing yourself. That's the one downside. Plus, it's inaccurate. And you're taking damage, but you're taking the damage to set himself up for his conditional riposte, or being able to use Last Laugh, basically. He wants to be at a lower HP threshold. That's where he wants to be. He wants to be lower. Now, Ferocity, like I said, it's just straight up free. If this hits, you're blasting potentially 2 to even 3 enemies. If you pair this with Overwhelm, you're blasting potentially 2 to 3 enemies with leper or more damage. And you're just laughing about it. It's nuts. This skill, if it lands, it's freaking ridiculous. Even if it doesn't hit, it's still a forward 1. If he gets blasted back to rank 3, you can just use Ferocity and how Heidi ho, neighbor. I'm back here to fucking shove an axe in your skull again. His camp skills. He has Frenzy, plus 7 speed of HP below 50%. Holy fuck. Minus 40% damage received. Another holy fuck. Very good skill. Might be too cheap for what it's given. In fact, I would actually advocate for that to be a 5-time cost. But when it comes to camp skills, my idea on their balance is a little bit dubious at best. But still, minus 40% damage received, just in general, is handy. I almost always hit this camp skill with him because he wants to be below like 50% in the first place. Killjoy. Self-only, 50% chance by suffer 50% HP damage, plus 100% crit versus HP below 20% 4 battles. One companion, 50% chance to suffer 50% damage, plus 100 crit versus 20%, HP below 20% 4 battles. A bit more of a, what do you call, situational. Not the greatest skill I would usually kind of pick because, I don't know. Execution stuff like that generally does not really fall within my ballpark of what I like to use, unless you're, say, Wanderer, where you can just heal yourself and outright one-tap enemies. But this has its uses, and it's not bad for a 3-time cost. Time easy to waste. Time cost 4, self-only, prevent nighttime ambush, plus 25% chance monsters surprised, and ignore stealth. This is a very powerful camp skill. Very powerful nighttime ambush prevention. 25% chance less likely of getting surprised, or you surprising them, is how I'm reading that, hopefully. And ignoring stealth. That's very handy, especially in the fucking wield. So, Dropsy's Will done. Self-only, 15 accuracy versus HP below 15%. And 20 crit versus HP below 99%. I can dig it. This is great for a Tomahawk and Overwhelm Legion, I would say. So like, Tomahawk, Overwhelm, that would be really good with this. Not so much for Devil Axe. No, my first impressions of Legion have been quite interesting. Because one, I had my internet taken out by the local storm that ripped through this city. And I've managed to download this mod before the storm hit and all that stuff. So I've been testing them offline. I've had power, but no internet, right? So, there's 2 ways to build Legion. You either go hard into the Mark synergy with Devil Axe, or you play around with Overwhelm and Tomahawk. Or you can just run both Overwhelm and Tomahawk and spam Overwhelm, get the debuffs going on Overwhelm, and then Devil Axe the shit out of things. But generally, I like doing Devil Axe, Last Laugh, Panic, and Ferocity. Or I like doing Overwhelm, Tomahawk, Last Laugh, and I would say either Panic or Double Edge. Usually it depends on the team. But like I said, Devil Axe is a straight up enemy killer. This just straight deletes a motherfucker. Overwhelm is better Hue with more ramp up potential. Tomahawk is just nice in general, even though it only hits the midline. There are size 2 enemies that do exist. And bosses. This is a free action 3-round mark when you're below 40%, and it sets them up for near perfect accuracy with Devil Axe. Panic, it's a fantastic bellow button to press. This is great against enemies with lots of fucking annoying defenses. You can just press that and just, if you don't have anything to do with Legion that turn, you just press the button. Press the panic button. Just fucking, do all kinds of shit to them. Just press the button. Double Edge, probably one of his more situational skills, but it's still a stun. So you tell me. This is my least press button. I have other fun things to press, but this is still a powerful stun, and it's a 4-2 option. And finally, ferocity is free neutral damage. If it hits, something is dying in that turn. Even if it doesn't hit it, you can use it from rank 3 and just reposition to be able to use your melee skills. Anyways, the first impressions I had of this hero, holy fuck is my first impressions. Holy fuck, Jesus Christ, what the hell is this absolute chad of a unit? I can't... yeah. Expect a video later on tonight with him. This is just my impressions of him, and I am absolutely in love with this man. I've been waiting for a class like this. I've been waiting for someone that could... another Mark Synergy person to join my roster. He is God's gift to helmets right now. I wanted another marker that can benefit from marks. That's what I've been asking for, actually. And by God, they're making me act unwise with the amount of gambling that also enables me. Because I keep glossing over the fact, suffer 100% damage dealt. I've got hit with 53 damage back to myself. Yeah, that is a thing. You have to play very carefully and choose when you want to devil axe a motherfucker. Because if you get unlucky, you get unlucky. I have not lost a Legion yet on my other test save, but we'll see how this save goes, because we had a lot of unlucky deaths. I would love to put the Swine Scavenger Axe on him, and then start gambling with 2 devil axes. Anyways, guys, that will be it for this quick impressions video. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that YouTube jazz, because there's going to be a 2 full runs of Legion later on the channel, part of the Madness Estate. But yeah, I love Legion. I loved him more than I thought I would. I love him more than the Oni, because I like high risk, high reward characters like that. And I've been wanting another Mark Synergy guy, another marker, another person that can mark and benefit from marks. That's what I wanted. Someone like him. Exactly like him. And I just didn't know it yet. I'll see you guys when I see ya. Bye.